Welcome to 5 Minute Chapters, the podcast where we summarize important writings on education and learning. I'm your host, Daniel Bowe, and in today's episode, we'll be discussing how to implement how proven research-based practices help from Harry Wong's Implementation Guide for the First Days of School. So let's dive in. The key idea of this chapter is that effective teachers use proven research-based practices to become more effective in the classroom. They understand not only what to do and how to do it, but also the why behind their actions. By utilizing valid research, teachers can enhance their teaching and improve student achievement. So let's explore how we can implement these research-based practices in our own classrooms. First, it's essential to understand the 4 beliefs of an effective teacher outlined in the chapter. These beliefs emphasize the teacher's role and impact on student learning. The effective teacher recognizes the extensive body of research and knowledge about teaching that must be known to be truly effective. They are able to translate this pedagogical knowledge into successful student learning. Now let's move on to the practical steps you can take to implement these research-based practices in your classroom. Here's what you can do. Step 1. Continual learning. To stay updated with proven research-based teaching practices, it's crucial to seek opportunities for continual learning. Attend professional development workshops, conferences, and webinars. Engage in discussions with colleagues and join online communities focused on education. By actively seeking new knowledge and skills, you'll be able to incorporate effective practices into your teaching. Step 2. Reflect on past experiences. Take a moment to reflect on your past experiences as a student. Consider the teaching methods used by your teachers and whether they were research-based practices. It's common for teachers to teach the way they were taught. Step 3. Choose an easy-to-implement research-based practice. Refer to the research-based practices mentioned on pages 42 and 45 of the Implementation Guide. Identify one practice that would be the easiest to implement in your classroom. It could be a strategy for classroom management, student engagement, or instructional delivery. Start small and gradually incorporate more research-based practices into your teaching. Step 4. Conduct your own research. Just as Bob Wallace did in the example provided in the chapter, conduct your own research to test hypotheses and improve teaching methods. Collaborate with other teachers and design experiments to compare different approaches. Keep track of the results and analyze the impact of each method on student learning. Remember, testing and refining your teaching practices based on research findings will lead to greater effectiveness in the classroom. As educators, it's crucial to be aware of the transient nature of educational programs. Many programs come and go, often lacking the research foundation necessary for long-term success. Reflect on past programs you've witnessed and consider their impact on your own learning. Additionally, predict the longevity of current programs and focus on practices supported by solid research. Before we wrap up, let's talk about the AHA technique mentioned in the chapter. This technique involves critical thinking and problem-solving in teaching. Take moments of realization and apply them to your own teaching practice. Share these AHA techniques with your colleagues and discuss how you can incorporate them into your teaching to enhance student learning. That brings us to the end of today's episode on how proven research-based practices help. Remember, effective teaching is grounded in research and continuously evolving. By incorporating research-based practices, you can make a significant impact on student achievement and create a more engaging and effective learning environment. Think about these questions and make your comments below. Look through the list of programs that have come and gone over the past decades. Why do you think these programs did not stick around? Were you in the classroom as a student when any of these programs were introduced? If so, do you recall the impact the program had on your learning? Is there a current program now in use that you predict will not be around in the next 5 years? I bet there is. Thank you for joining me today on 5-Minute Chapters. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to tune in next time as we explore more valuable insights from educational writings. As always, I'm your host, Daniel Bowe, signing off. Remember, 5-minute chapters because even teachers need Cliff's Notes sometimes.